Hey, good morning, you guys. How's everybody doing? Excellent. All right, turn those cameras on. It's always good to see your smiling faces, even holding the baby, and just careful if you're driving, but love to see your faces, feel your energy. And our speakers, yeah, thank you, Ken. Our speakers always want to see faces because they have prepared content and worked hard for you. So the least we can do is give them the response they deserve when we're pouring ourselves out on a Zoom today. So how is everybody doing? Go to the chats and tell me one thing you are grateful for in this moment right now. Oh, Tony. All right, meditation, supportive, the sun, me too, 70-degree weather. You're making the Canadians jealous. Courage for becoming 1% better every day. I'm grateful for this team. Stephanie Arnold, my son is sick and I'm able to stay home with them. Seriously, that is gratitude. I hope your son gets better. Abigail and Sarah and leadership. Thank you, Rachel. Secret chocolate with Abigail. So I'm going to stop reading yours, Tony. Phone calls from friends, Target, getting to sleep in this morning. Cold weather. Somebody's thankful for cold weather. Way to see the cup half full. Tina Fleck for joining me and ready to run. Work from home. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you for that. Makes me happy. So we're going to get right into it this morning, you guys. How many of you put in an order for the unicorn slam yesterday? I know. I'm so excited. I'm excited to try it. I've never tried it. But I hear it's like a tart cotton candy marries a starburst. So and a pink starburst, which is very important. And then I wanted to just start today by reading you. I do a little Devo in the mornings. This one's by John Maxwell, one of the greatest leaders, teachers on leadership. And just a little quote, it says, "To be an empowering leader, you must do more than believe in emerging leaders. You need to take steps to help them become the leaders they have the potential to be. You must invest in them if you want to empower them to become their best. Empowering people takes a personal investment. It requires energy and time, but it's worth the price. If you do it right, you will have the privilege of seeing someone move to a higher level. And when you empower others, you create power in your organization." And I know since the beginning of the time here and learning how to do this job, I was always told, if you can develop leader backed by leader, backed by leader, backed by leader in a line, you will have a very sustainable and awesome business. So you create your lines, everybody comes into it through wanting to drink the ketones, sharing their stories, and then you building a business are the one pouring into leader backed by another leader. So you go deep to sustain the rest, and you develop people. It's the business of developing people. And that's why we do these trainings, is we help you develop your skills and mechanics, but then to be able to part that on somebody else and develop them and engage them. And today's training is going to be awesome because it is going to be brought to you by a leader. And she is my leader under leader under leader under leader. And she's a strong leader. And so that sustains the entire line. And so I'm very lucky to have her in my organization. Her name is Sarah Lovely. She is from Vancouver, Canada. Been there to see her in the very gloomy weather, but when you look on her camera, it always looks like bright and happy. She does wear mostly black, but pops of color in her accessories. I see you. And she's a mother of 3. She has an incredible partner who joined her into this business named Robin. He's just an amazing man. She's been 2 years with Pruvit. She's a rank 7. And her background was literally in network marketing and personal training. She has a pretty incredible story, and it's very inspiring. I have to brag on her. She actually hit a rank 6 before she ever got her experience pack. What do you think about that, you guys? What do you think about that? And I think that says a lot about her relationships with people and her enthusiasm and her work ethic, because I think I remember if she got 2 packets in, she was driving them across town to someone to drink and then get their order in. She was literally calling people, texting people, working absolutely nonstop, and hit a rank 6 before her experience pack came in. So that's pretty ridiculous. So I think we're all privileged to be able to hear her today and get some gold nuggets from her. Today is on Connect, and she's going to take a little bit deeper dive into connection. You can go to the Keto Movement YouTube channel and you can look at all the Connect videos we've had where we're literally teaching you different resources to connect people with. But today she's going to take a little bit deeper dive into the connection piece and tell you why you need to connect, and tell you maybe what is blocking you from being a great connector, which is what will take your business to possibly a COC before or without having any product. So without any further ado, Sarah Lovely, just take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. That was so lovely to listen to. You know what? It wasn't very long ago that those nice things being said about me would have made me uncomfortable, but I just realized, wow, that was awesome. Thank you. So I am really, really honored to be here. This is a dream come true to me. And I always say before I start a call, if I can be of service to even just one person here today, then my heart is full. I've done my job. So I'm hoping that I bring you some value. You know what? It's funny that Abigail said that, because if I had to credit that hit and rank 6, 28 days with no product, if I had to pick one, because you really can't, right? Like all 3, attract, connect, and roll, right? Like they're a marriage. You can't have one without the other. But the biggest thing I did was connection. So I'm going to actually get to that a little bit. But who's here has, and as Abigail said, my name's Sarah Lovely. So who here has had a busy start to their day already? Like I have, like crazy busy. And here in Vancouver, it's 9:23 a.m. and I'm already like on the ceiling kind of busy. So I want to start this. One of my favorite words in the world is connect. Connection. It means so much more than just a tool to build your business, right? Like connect. Think about it. Like just let that word for the rest of today, see where you see that word fitting in. So let's connect back into ourselves for a moment, just for a second before we start this call, so that we can be present here and pick up on whatever it is that maybe we might need to hear, right? Like, and for me, a lot of the times when I'm speaking, it's like I needed to hear, what came to me and what I said. So let's just take a moment. I know that we often start with gratitude, but I just want to take like a few seconds and close your eyes if you want, or don't if you think that's weird. Go off your camera for a second. But I just want you to like take a couple deep breaths in. And if you're driving, don't close your eyes, but you can breathe deeply. Like we don't breathe enough, right? And that breath is connection, right? Connects us to the earth, to the ground, to the universe, to ourselves. So let me be quiet for a few seconds and just like breathe in. And then when you breathe out, just like, if you can, stand up and let your arms just like go limp, and just roll your head and wiggle your body a little and feel your feet on the ground, and just take one more super deep breath in and out. Hi. Good, right? I don't do that enough during the day. So I don't know about you, but I feel better. I feel calmer. You can hear that probably, right? Like, it's just incredible, our connection with breath. So I'm going to talk for a second about why connect, just real quick. Most of you, if you're brand new on this call, by the way, welcome. Welcome to this incredible community called Pruvit, right? Welcome to this tribe. Welcome to this community. And so just going to quickly touch on why we connect as a business tool. So we connect because we don't want to be the tool. We want to use a tool. Have you heard that before, right? Don't be the tool, use a tool. We don't want to come off as an expert, mainly because we aren't one. So it's pretty weird to try to come off as one, right? That's weird. Don't be weird. Third-party validation. That's really important, especially if you've got nothing to do with the health and wellness industry and you start trying to talk like you do, right? That's just also weird and you're going to scare people. So third-party validation is why we use the step of connect. Duplication. We know why it's important. This business is the business of duplication. And if we connect people to other people, then the people watching us see, oh, that was easy. She just connected me to somebody. I can probably do that with my lack of knowledge or my busy day or both, right? You get to learn as you connect. It's your training. It's your on-the-job training. You're actually getting paid to be trained. Creates community. It creates connection in that sense of the word. Saves you time. Like, right? We're offering you a time saver here. So those are the standard things we talk about when we train on connection, when I talk to people. And if you don't know those things that I just talked about, if it's new verbiage to you, get with somebody and say, hey, what did she mean about don't be the tool? Right? Use a tool. What did she mean about that? And like Abigail said, there's going to be a training on it somewhere in the saved videos. But today I'm going to actually talk to you about a little bit of a different angle, because this is so important to me. It's just huge. I really see the 3 steps as absolutely all important. I could not tell you which one matters more. You have to attract people, because you don't have a business. And I think everyone would agree with that. If I want to build a business here, I need people, right? Because once you've enrolled your partner and your 2 kids, you're kind of done with your household. So you need to attract some people that live outside of underneath your roof, right? So attract, nobody can really argue with there's different ways to attract, but they can't really say, yeah, don't need to do that. Enroll. Well, if you're here to earn money, you gotta enroll. 2 reasons: they don't get their product and they won't drink it if you don't enroll them, and you don't get paid. So no one's really gonna argue that you don't need to enroll, but there's different verbiage and different ways people go about it. But connect, isn't it interesting that people will play around with that? They will avoid that one. I've seen so many people try to say, that one doesn't really matter. Literally, it's avoidance of that step. And whenever we hear the word avoid, we know for sure that that's a deep thing, right? Like, that's when we're avoiding something that leaders, experts, not just improve it, but in this community-based marketing industry, the experts that have come before us 50 years ago, all the leaders here improve it, the people in your team are telling you that they got their success through connection, and yet still I'll have people say to me, yeah, my people won't like that. That means if you're intelligent, and you all are, that if you're taking a piece that we are telling you matters and will get you to where you say you want to go, and you're going to dance with it, that there's an issue around that, right? And it's a big one. I'm not here to work on issues today, don't worry. I got my own to work on. But really, truly, if you are someone who's avoiding that middle step, the middle child, if you're ignoring the middle step, take a close look at that. I have had people say to me, when I tell them on my welcome call with a new promoter, when I tell them about the connect and how to do it. And right now I'm talking mostly about the 3-way call and the 3-way messenger, more than the share a link, right? More than the add to a group, because that's a little bit more accepted. But if we're talking about the 3-way call or the messenger group or the 3-way text, this is kind of the part I'm talking about right now, just so you know. And I tell them to do that, I hear this: oh, I know my people, they won't like it. Really? You know all people, and you know that all of them won't want to be connected to somebody to answer their questions? As soon as I hear that, I go, uh-oh, we got issue. We got an issue around connection. And I want to just give you an example of just an analogy. Think of this. So if you went into, say, a shoe store and you grabbed a shoe off a wall and you wanted, and a salesperson came up and said, can I help you? Say, yeah, I want a shoe for, well, I'm not a runner, but sometimes I run, and I don't like high impact, but I want to be able to jump, and when I land, not hurt my feet. And I have like wide feet, and I want them to slim my feet, and I want them to look good with my jeans and my Lululemons. And so, yeah, do you have anything like that? And if the salesperson looked at you and said, you know what, I'm going to get someone more experienced here who's been working here longer than I have to answer all your awesome questions about the shoes you want, would you think that was weird? Would you walk out of the shoe store and say, that is weird, why don't they know everything about the shoe? No, it's normal. It's normal. And you would actually, we don't think about it because it's so normal, but if you stop to think about it, you'd be grateful. You'd say, boy, am I ever glad that guy didn't try to answer all my questions and send me off with crappy shoes. If you actually thought about it, but it's so normal we don't think about it, right? And so that's what we are doing here. We are just saying, that's an excellent question. I don't know the answer. Let me connect you. Let me get somebody for you that can answer that question properly, because I care that you get the right answer. If you have a block around connecting, you need to shift your thinking around connection. That's all. It's not that your people don't like it, it's that you don't like it, that you feel funny about it. And it's such an important piece that this work is worth the time, I promise you. What about this one? Have any of you ever heard this from a new promoter, or are any of you still saying it? I just want to learn the science so that I can sell this better. You know what, I don't say this, but if I was feeling super cheeky, I would say, oh, really? Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, you go away for 5 to 10 years. And when you've learned the science behind this, come on back. Oh, we'll see if we still have a seat for you, if there's any people left in the world that don't already know about ketones. That's what I feel like saying, but I don't. Oh, did I say that out loud? Really, honestly, let's say the guy in the shoe store decided to know everything that I wanted and tried to answer for me. He's going to get some of it wrong if he doesn't know about the cushion and the arch and the this and the that, and if he's still learning, right? He's going to get some of it wrong, and I'm going to leave, and I'm going to pick up on that vibe. Do you guys think that we know when people are just sort of trying to spew stuff at us, or we don't know? We know. We pick up on that vibrationally. We just do, because we're all connected, and we pick up on that stuff. And so when someone tries to tell me something, and then what they pick up on is that we're picking up on that they don't know, and then they go to more, and it's like this. I guarantee you that if we try to be the tool here, and I used to do it, FYI, in other companies. That's why I'm here. I didn't have success in any of the other companies. Really didn't. I had some enrolling success. I had a good recruiter. I had no team because I wasn't duplicatable. And so I've done it if you're doing it, by the way. I just want to qualify that. So I know this from having done it for so long, having done it wrong for so long. So if if we are trying to be the expert, but we're not one, people pick up on that. Then we pick up on that, and then we go harder and heavier, and we start to talk faster. And they call it verbal vomit. Gross. But it's kind of a good visual, right? And we are unattractive. That first piece that matters so much, attract, is suddenly wiped out because we are unattractive. So this is one of the reasons why I feel it's so important, and it's my favorite piece because there's so much to it, right? And it's juicy, right? The connect piece is like juicy. It's a juicy orange, and you can squeeze it and get a lot out of it, right? It's not super straightforward, and I find that fascinating. So how to word it differently. Some people will say to me, so when I share this with new promoters, sometimes they say, yeah, that's great, but how do I say it? How do I say, I want to put you on a call with, or I want to put you in a chat? So listen to these two different ways. So someone asks me a question that I don't know the answer to. And by the way, if you're new, run with not knowing. This gets harder the more you know. Because you're not going to lie and say you don't know, right? If you don't know, stay uneducated here as long as you possibly can. It's a gift. So let's say someone asks me a question, and this is what I did, and I'm new, and the question is, it can be anything. Literally, I'm not kidding. I'm going to go with the craziest sounding question. How much does this cost? Someone asked me that in my first 30 days. So I could have said this. Well, you know what? My friend Janice asked me that. And I remember that from 2 and a bit years ago. So how much does this cost? Well, and I could have said this. A and B I'm going to give you. So A, I would have said, well, you know what? It's pretty expensive. And yeah, there's a lot of different pricings, and it's in US dollars, which it makes it kind of more expensive. You listen, I could connect you with my new business partner, Nate. He's in Nova Scotia, and he'll tell you all the prices of it, and you know, I'm not sure if there's tax or not, but he'll tell you all that, and what the shipping costs, and we'll try to do the conversion from US to Canadian for you, and we'll figure that out. Would you like me to connect you with my business partner, Nate? Or B, super good question, John. Don't laugh too hard, but I don't actually know. Pretty funny. I just know this stuff has changed my life. I'm going to connect you to my new mentor and coach, and this super cool guy, Nate Justice. He's becoming a good friend of mine. He's super not pushy, and he's just going to lay out the different ways that you can get this and some great pricing for you. I want to get you the best pricing. Which, I mean, if you say it type A and you're getting people saying, no, don't worry about it, that's why. You've got to change the energy around it. How would you like to hear it? How would you like to hear it, right? And if that resonates with you, let's do some training on ways to say it and ways to change the way we say it. And so I'm watching the time. I could do this all day. If you haven't noticed, it's time for me to breathe again, do some breathing again. So, you know, I really wanted to just quickly show you that different, if you're saying my people won't like that, maybe you've had it done to you wrong. I have, right? Don't trick people either. Don't trick people. Don't suddenly have another person on the line. But at the same time, I don't ask, would you like that? Because people often will say no if you ask, if you offer it. Sometimes they're saying no because they don't want to bug Nate in Nova Scotia, right? So they're people pleaser, they're polite. No, that's okay. Like, do you think it would have been easy for me just to text Nate? Because, by the way, guys, the truth was I didn't know the pricing. I was like a week out. I didn't know. I really didn't. And then we got the Canadian dollar and stuff. But it would have been really easy for me to message Nate and say, I have a friend asking, what's the price? Nate would have told me in a text, copy, paste, send to her. There would have been no connection. And she might have gone, whoa, that is expensive. Never mind. But because I got her on the call with Nate, guess what happened? There was an amazing, I did the three-way call. Like that's how I exploded my business, just how I did it. 100% three-way calls. Didn't even occur to me to do a messenger. I do them now. But what happened was three-way call, and that's a different training, right? And if you don't know how to do a three-way call, you don't know how to edify it, and you don't know how to be quiet and all that stuff on the three-way call, it's another great training to ask for if you need it or to look for. So three-way calls happening. I introduced Janice and I introduced Nate. I put myself on mute, and guess what? They have a great conversation. They have a little hello. They have a this. Janice gets her answers. Nate says it in a way that is completely honest, but much better than a text of pricing. And Janice starts to ask him questions and says, and guess what? The next thing I know while I'm folding my laundry is Janice and Nate are talking about the business opportunity, not because Nate pushed it, but because there was a human connection and a conversation happened without me. I'm folding my laundry. Long story short, Janice is a promoter. And all she wanted to know was how much the stuff cost. And I didn't do anything, right? Except for say, great question. I don't know. Tell you what, I know someone that does. Just like the shoe guy. Network marketing can have a bad rap, right? Because some people have done it wrong. So you got to do it right. You got to practice this. How do we change our mindset around Connect? We practice it. We practice it and we change our belief and we practice. And in quick closing, I am going to just tell you my first 30 days, that was what I was going to do. So thank you, Abigail. We're on the same track. First 30 days, yes, I came from another company. I did not bring a team with me. One. I didn't bring a team. You guys need to know that. Those of you that are here that didn't come from network marketing need to hear that. I didn't bring a team. Literally one. But what I did bring was my experience of falling on my face from not using Connect properly. And so when I started, I said to Nate, dude, I'm going to connect the living daylights out of you. So, and I know there's a 4-hour time zone change and I don't care. So you might be up late a little bit. Explain to your wife. I didn't even know Anna at that point. Tell your wife you're going to be up late with Sarah in Canada, in Vancouver. And I did that 28 days, 25 three-way calls, no product. And the example of B of how I did Connect was literally how I did every single Connect, whether it was about the business or the pricing or diabetes or breastfeeding or ingrown toenails. I did it like that. Nate connected them to links and further. I learned a ton, which I tried hard not to do because I didn't want to know. I did that 25 times in 28 days. Magic combined with wisdom of knowing to connect, combined with a ton of campfire videos out, and hit rank 6 in 28 days, happened to be the first Canadian to do that, and it hit all-star a couple days before my experience pack finally arrived. And so it's Connect. If you are uncomfortable with that step, get comfortable with it. 9:44, call to action. Whoop, whoop. Call to action. All right, all of you. I'm talking to the legends and I'm talking to the people on day one and everyone in between. I want you to connect somebody with somebody today, even if it's in a joking way, even if it's like, okay, because I'm going to do the call to action because I'm serious about my business. So I do calls to action, even if they don't make sense to me. Connect somebody today to somebody. You could connect 3 people in here, or you could rock a real connection and get a customer or a promoter, but just do it. And once you've done that, I want you to post on Facebook, but I want you to be creative. Connection is so much about creativity within ourselves too. So I don't want you to post hashtag connected or hashtag connecting to the top or anything like that. Unless you want to, that's good too, seriously. But it could be a quote about connection with a loved one. Quote about connecting to the universe. It could be a quote about connecting with God, your higher power, with your kids, connecting with your hairdresser. Have the word connect in there and tag one or more people who will know what it means. Because this might also build some Facebook for you today. And it can be literally anything, but it has to have the word connect. And then you have to tag someone that will know what you just did. And that's my connect piece. I'm grateful to have been here, grateful to have been asked to be of service. I love this community and I love you all, and have a great day connecting. Boom.
Awesome. Sarah, thank you so much. And guys, like, how cool is it to be trained on connection by a woman who connected 25 times in 28 days, hitting COC and All-Star before Pat came in? I mean, right? And I can tell you, I ran the fastest I've ever ran before in the very beginning, when all I was doing was putting people on the phone with Brian Underwood, left, right, left, right, left, right. That was it. But he didn't do Facebook. He's getting them on the phone. And it worked. It absolutely worked. So do that call to action today. I love that it's kind of an embedded thing. You can use the word connect on anything after you do it and tag people to be accountable. So very cool. Sarah, awesome training. Loved it. Just always love getting reminded of the basics on really what takes people the furthest. It's always the simplest. So, okay, guys, that is it for Connect Wednesday. Drop a word for Sarah. Let her know how much you appreciate her. Any gold nuggets you got, I just want to kind of see them fly across the screen for her to give back. And tomorrow we will have Stephanie Stewart on Enroll Experience. And she's definitely pretty amazing at driving around getting everybody to experience this. So remember to keep in mind, if you've got the MVP, get it printed out, get it in front of you. We've got that replay going on right now. And is everybody put 2 hands up if you have been trial focused on income? Awesome. My goal was 8-10 days. I am at 5 and it's Wednesday. I need to keep it going, but I'll tell you, I would not be there today if that was not my goal Monday. So keep on track, keep with the goals, keep on letting that trial money be your budget for the week. I think we'll all be great stewards of this business and what we're receiving here. So have an awesome day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.